Man, it's your big brother K-Rino. Man, you know it's funny how when people think they got you down, when people think they got you against the ropes, or even when they have you against the ropes, or they have you down, they go in for the kill. They go in for the kill, and they sometimes are able to take a person out, and other times they underestimate that person's ability to come back from being down, being knocked down, being against the ropes, back against the wall, and they think that you got them. Or in some cases, like when it comes to media and media personalities, and they think that they have successfully ruined a person. Like when they put those media campaigns out against you, man, when they start to attack your character and lie on you and slander you and go at you because of a stance that you may have taken, or because they see a level of consciousness in you that is a threat to them, they send the missiles out. And when they think that they have bombed you enough to where they think they bombed you into oblivion, they kind of kick back and they relax. Okay, yeah, we got him, or we've humbled him or her. We've humbled that person to where they ain't gonna do that no more. They ain't gonna try that no more. But when you catch one that you can't seem to sink, when you catch one that you can't seem to destroy, no matter how many bombs you drop on them, it's always interesting to see how the very people who were dropping those bombs, who were at the forefront, was on the front line busting shots, they get real quiet when it's time to have some humility and admit that they was wrong. Or if it's a situation where they have to, or they should, issue out an apology to the person that they were intentionally trying to destroy. And that's what I'm thinking about when I think about Kyrie Irving right now, because we all know the level of grease, heated up grease that he was in a year or two ago. Just really since the pandemic, he had been in the grease, because he wouldn't let them punch him in the arm, and they went crazy on him for that. They made him into the worst person in the world. They tried to make it to where he should view playing a sport as being more important than a life decision that he's making for him and his family. Um, when he retweeted about a documentary that came out that he didn't even put together, that actually came out on Jeff Bezos' platform. Uh, they vilified him for that. They tried to tear him down because of that. So it was just a constant campaign to try to destroy this man. And here he is still standing. Here he is still smiling through all of the drama, and is a living example of how when God is with you, can't nobody be against you. Even the biggest powers, the government, they can't be against you. So now the same people who were chirping so loud and talking so bad about this man, like he was the worst thing since Adolf Hitler or somebody, now all of a sudden you hearing crickets. Matter of fact, you ain't even hear the crickets. It's quiet as a church mouse, man. And when you see that, it's a perfect moment to be able to recognize um, hypocrisy in people, to be able to recognize hypocrisy in certain individuals, but in certain entities to be able to recognize uh, agenda. Because it might not just be hypocrisy as it relates to the media as a whole, it just was a failed attempt. But for some individuals, it could be labeled as hypocrisy, because it's like, man, you know good and well that you should humble yourself and bow down and apologize or give that man his credit. And I ain't talking about just on no basketball court. Nah, you don't get off that easy just trying to say, well, yeah, I give it props, cause he hooping. He been hooping. He been hooping. But all of the stances that he took, especially that first one that I mentioned, who came out to be the winner in that? Because everybody else who panicked and let themselves get, everybody who panicked and did that, you know, and then criticize him for not doing it, like it was going to be this terrible thing that was going to affect so many people in a negative way. How do you look now? If you one of them, how you look now? See? But nobody wants to come back. That's a rare quality in today's world. Just people being able to admit that they was wrong. Just being able to say, yeah, you know what? He was right. You can go all the way back to Muhammad Ali. When Muhammad Ali took a stance and decided that he wasn't going to go to Vietnam, he was a draft dodger. He was this, that. He was ungrateful. All these different things that they said about him. They wanted Muhammad Ali dead or locked up until he was dead. Until information started to come out about that war and that conflict, and made a lot of people who were on board with it say, maybe this dude was right. Yeah, maybe this is a war that we shouldn't be over there participating in. And now then years and years and years later, there are some who agree that, yeah, Muhammad Ali was on the right side of this thing, but there are people who still, I've read comments comments as recently as years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, watching Ali clips, and I've read comments that recent that would still put draft dodger in the comments. That's holding on to that stuff 50 something years later, because it's people that would never ever ever, even when they know that the person was right, they'll never give it up. They'll never give it up. Something in their heart, their hard heart, will not allow them to admit they wrong. So we seeing that with Kyrie. We seeing that a lot. They real quiet. Outside of basketball, they real quiet. And when your ego takes control to where you feel like it's beneath you to humble yourself to say, well, man, I was wrong about that, or issue, hey, man, I owe that man his apology, man. That's an individual that you got to keep your eyes on. That's an individual who you would not be wise to be following behind. And we know what the media is going to do. The media puts the key in the back of the person who's doing it a lot of time. Because it's usually always a black person that they assign to do that type of stuff. You'll see other members of the media. You'll see white members of the media say little things here and there. But they normally are the one. They toss the alley-oop, and they'll let the black media guy dunk it in. They'll crash out, for their bosses. But I just wanted to bring that to y'all's attention, and also to focus on the lesson in that. Look, the lesson is that when you standing on something, man, when you standing on a principle that you know is a right principle, stand on it. Stand on it all the way through the roughest weather of it, the roughest parts of the weather, the stormiest part of it. Stand on it, because in the beginning you see it. Oh yeah, I'm with that. I'm gonna stand on this. And nothing's going on until attention comes to you about it, and then you start to face backlash. Now, you might not be a star player, a star celebrity, or nothing like that, but you may get backlash from your family. You may get backlash from your friends. You may get backlash from work. You may lose your job. You may be in jeopardy of losing everything. Stand on it, because when the storm clears, if you were standing on the right, in a just cause, time gonna reveal that. It's gonna show the people that you was right. Is this some suffering that you got to deal with, some difficulty? Yeah, but in the end, right is right, and you got to stand on it. We got to stand on it, regardless of the situation. All right, man. It's your big brother K-Rino. I will catch y'all later on with another one. Peace.